Well, good morning. My name is Ron Sitzi. I am 62 years old. I am 6'1" with my boots on, and I'm 190 pounds when I'm all fed and watered. I've been riding Harleys for give or take 37 years. I've been riding motorcycles since I was 17. I've had more motorcycles than I can recall. I don't know how many Harleys I've owned. I rather like motorcycles. I play with them. I fix them up. I sell them. I trade them. I've been involved in the motorcycle industry in the British Columbia market for the last, I'm going to say, 30 years or so. Buying and selling bikes, doing custom upholstery on seats, and for the last 23 years doing custom motorcycle appraisals. I started my own little group called the Farm Riders. Means fabricate, adapt, repair, and modify. It's not a club or anything. It's just a fraternity of guys who have a love for the motorcycles and do whatever they have to do to be able to keep them running and on the road. I find myself pretty handy with motorcycles, and so I figured I was in a position to be able to honor men with the same mentality as mine, because I do a lot of judging at motorcycle show and shines as part of my business with the motorcycle appraisal business. One of the most interesting or unique situations I got myself into with being a farm rider, fabricate, adapt, repair, and modify, was in about 2015. I was the road captain for a ride called the Freedom Biker Church Recovery Ride. And I was the guy in front, and consequently, I had a guy on the back of my bike who was filming various portions of the ride. And more often than not, he would sit backwards on the motorcycle. I was riding a road glide at the time with a tour pack on it. So he could have his feet on the rear foot pegs, and he could be facing backwards and putting his elbows on the tour pack to be able to film the rest of the group. There was 11 of us in the ride. I came up around a cresting corner, and as I came around the corner, there was a massive pothole right at the top, and it was out of view as you were cresting the hill. And I didn't have time to correct to go around it, and I went right through it. We're talking about a pothole the size of my motorcycle and probably about 6 or 7 inches deep. And when Matt and I went into that hole, we hit it with such force that he was leaning on the tour pack, and he bent the rear fender struts, and the whole back end of the motorcycle was bent down to the point that it was rubbing the rear tire. So I didn't lose the bike, we didn't dump it, we didn't crash, but we did pull over, and we're out in the middle of nowhere on the way up to Fort St. John. And by the grace of God, somebody had somebody had previously, the night before or days before, had run over a roadside sign that was made of the 2-inch steel bar. So what we did was we took that steel bar on the side of the road. There was about 15 or 18 of us bikers on the side of the road trying to figure out how to fix my bent motorcycle on the side of the road. And we took that steel bar, and we had a couple of guys holding the bike, and I had me on the ground on my knees sticking this steel bar up in the back of the bike to bend the frame or the rear fender support, saddlebag support back into position so that we could carry on with our ride. I thought it was one of the funniest things, all these bikers standing on the side of the road with some cowboy down on his knees with a steel bar bending his bike back into condition. I don't know if you find that funny, but it was a life lesson for me. It was a good experience, and it was a great ride for the bunch of us. Anyway, I hope this is enough information for you to make a decision about whether or not I'm worthy to be in your film.